Hey there everybody, this is Rose Bruce with the Budding Intuitive. Thanks for being here. This is going to be a quickie pick a card for what your soul wants you to know right now. What is most important for you to hear right now from your higher self, from the heart of you, right? The core of you. So, got 3 piles. Pile 1 has green sea glass. I went with sea glass today. I am in love with sea glass. I can spend hours on the beach just searching for it. It just brings me such joy when I find it. So the first pile has green. The second pile has a translucent. And the third pile has a blue piece. It's hard to find blue. Wow, this screen looks a little bit blurry. Let me clean it. Okay, I think that's a little cleaner. All right, let's just get right into it. So, pile number 1, starting at 57. All right, pile number 1, green sea glass. What does your soul have in store for you, right? Let's figure this, find out. So let's start with the archetype card. Carolyn Mace archetype. So in the upright, you've got monk and nun, selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. So getting all up in your spiritual side, huh? Doing some meditation, prayer. Time to go. Oh gosh, this card has been coming out a ton in the readings. It's a number 9 card in numerology. Time to go. So they're urging you to walk away from something that's not serving you anymore, right? Got it. Oh goodness, here come the synchronicities. This is a 45 card, right? Adds up to 9. This is a 54 card. Adds up to a 9. Sweat Lodge in the upright, and I'm going to read a passage from that book. You also, let's see, let me give me some space here so we can see everything at once. From our Archangel Metatron, we've got water, emotional well-being, number 7 card. And detached from drama, look up. Okay, 7, 8, 9, that's a 10 card. So a couple of 9s and a 10, so an ending of some type of possible cycle for you. Before we go anywhere, let me read this Sweat Lodge 54. Just real quick, it's not very long. This is a time to journey inward into the dark and hidden places of your soul to reconnect with the ancient earth wisdom. You can also create a sacred and intimate space in the dark by lighting a candle. Observe what emerges and without judging it, invite it to bring you its gifts. You are being offered an opportunity to shed and heal from the aspects of your life you have outgrown. Do not worry that you will be consumed by the process. So there's a double message of leaving. So this person is walking, can you see that doorway she's headed towards? She's walking away and letting go of something. She's time to go. The universe is repeating the message here in the Sweat Lodge. See how she's walking through that, what appears to be a doorway or a portal. So you may have been doing some internal work. You may be doing it looks like you're doing some healing work. Or if you're not, since this is what your higher self wants you to know, what your soul is wanting you to know, they're trying to communicate with you. Either there's a feeling to me of like you're not sure if you're doing the right thing. And from this card, I get the feeling they're saying, yes, you are doing the right thing. This is interesting. These 3 cards are all about devotion, focus, meditation, spirituality, knowing when it's time to go, when it's time to walk through the portal onto a new path. that if, and I guess this may be for people, anyone who is feeling some uncertainty now because you're deep in your healing. It looks like you're very deep in your healing here. This is the water card, emotional well-being. So a need for possibly being in water, around water, to help with healing. Finding some joy in the daily, day-to-day where you can. Finding some gratitude. Maybe there's some self-induced drama being created, or you're steeped in somebody else's drama, trying to overgive. This is not an uncommon theme right now. If the theme of letting go, well, this feels like these two cards to me feel like there is something really difficult that you're letting go of. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time. Remember, this is a quickie, so I do want to get some like clarifiers about this healing. So let's ask, what is this healing about? So let's do that. Let's ask that question. What kind of healing are you steeped in here? Or does it feel like, maybe it doesn't feel like healing to you. Maybe they're asking you to look up in this card. So I'm wondering if maybe there's some depression here. It feels like there's depression here. And if there is, they want you to do some healing in nature, get outside. They also want you to get into the sunshine. And just the look up, saying look up to you. If you are like if you're curled up in a fetal position most of the time these days, it's time to start looking to spirit for help and guidance. Opening up your heart, probably opening up the upper chakras of the body. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, earth, soul star. This is the chakras above the crown of the head. So this is a message from your soul. What your soul wants you to know is this healing path is a good place to be. And hermiting is a great way to seek wisdom to further your healing. But I think there's a need that maybe, you can't rush your healing, right? You can't rush it, but there can be a tendency to stay stuck in the dark, I feel. And that's what I think is being said here. So if you feel like you're stuck in the dark, let's see, let's ask some. So my question was, I'm sorry, I'm shuffling. I just wanted to find out what is going on here. What is this healing about? What is this about? Having trouble letting go, and look how closely those colors are kind of match up. The water's theme showing up here. Say the water. An inability to let go of some deep sadness and regret. My pile number ones, my green sea glass. And isn't it apropos that we got this green sea glass, right? Show it's fitting in perfectly, right, with the cards. I know, I'm a little crazy. So let's ask some more questions about this deep sadness. So this is what your higher self, your soul, is asking you to. I feel like there's a nudging you, kind of trying to move you out of this deep place. It's time to look up. So what does spirit have to say? Oh my. Spirit has to say, this is radical self-acceptance. Radical self-acceptance of the self, self-realization, connection to spirit. And isn't that interesting? Because I said, this reading is around what your soul wants you to know, and then I asked what spirit wants you to know. Spirit wants you to know you're in a profound spiritual awakening. You're becoming self-aware, and you're working on your self-worth. and you're accepting yourself for who you are. No more judging. Or if you are judging, and especially judging anything that you regret, and it's time to forgive yourself here. There's a need for forgiveness. Anything else from Spirit, please? Anything else from Spirit? Ooh, flying out. So in the upright, the Three of Wands is about, so Two of Wands, let me back up. Two of Wands is about asking, manifesting, planning what it is, you know, writing out that manifesto for what you want. Three of Wands in the upright is standing in your receiving mode, becoming a receiver to what it is you want to manifest, except it's in the reverse. So there's some resistance to receiving here. And we can see that in this card where they're asking you to look up. So when we get stuck in this place of deep sadness and regret, this spiritual awakening can keep us feeling stuck, and that's exactly what's showing up here. Can you tell us more about this Three of Wands? Okay, Sun is showing up for you, my friend. The sun is about to come out. You just need to look up. Remember, earlier I said, do what you have. I know it's hard when you feel like this, like you're feeling, because I can feel how you're feeling. I feel it in my chest. It feels very heavy and very hard to get up out of bed kind of feeling. This is a 10 card when you add 9 and 1 together. It's not going to take much for you to turn this around. It's going to take a little bit of self-trust, but it'll help. So getting up, getting out, moving out into nature, getting in the sun, and as simple as that sounds, getting grounded, maybe, you know, wherever you're at in the world, right? What nearby natural place can you go to and feel the healing of nature? Where can you sit amongst the trees or around the lake, or where can you go to the ocean or into the mountains, hiking trails, whatever it is. Find some solace in nature. I really feel like water, of course water is huge here. Healing very important with water, maybe even taking some Epsom salt baths. What is blocking? What is blocking our pile number ones right now? What is blocking pile number 1 right now? Uh-oh. This may be the end of the reading. Yep. All right, we're in 12 minutes, so one more. What is blocking? Oh, there it finally came out. A need for gratitude. Or you may feel like you've missed some type of opportunity. But as guidance, I feel like there's a need to look up and see what you do have, what you can be grateful for in the present moment. And then is there some opportunity that you can take advantage of? And I wanted to go on the sadness and regret card. It feels like a missed opportunity. And that could be, yes, 4 and 4. Creating a solid foundation to move into your happy home, happy life. Celebrate with family, friends, lovers. Yeah. So the nudge is, and even though it sounds simple when I say it, yes, just look up. Look up towards the sun. Even though this is in reverse, I think you can turn that around. It's a pause. You got 2 cards of resisting. You got 2 cards of resisting coming out of the darkness. It's time to come out of the cave. I'm surprised the Hermit didn't show up, quite honestly. 5 of Wands. Yeah, the internal conflict is keeping you stuck here. Going round and round and round in the head. Time for a new perspective. Maybe time for a little mini trip somewhere. Even if it's just across town to go to an art museum or something, because you're maybe staying a little too long in the darkness. That's it. This is a quickie. So if you have any comments below, let me hear them. Let me know what kind of readings you'd like to see. I will not be extending this, but I'll be doing a lot more pick cards in the future. Okay? Thanks for being here, pile number 1. Okay, pile number 2s. Here we go. Let's begin with this is a quickie, what your soul wants you to know right now, reading. Starting with the archetype that you're showing up in. You're showing up in the upright as a seeker, thirsting for wisdom and truth wherever you are. So you're on the spiritual path, right? You're on the spiritual path. What do we do but seek? Constantly seeking, right? Message in a bottle. Okay. And the Rainmaker. Let's see what number is that. That's a 15. That's a 6. When we break it down. And 2 6s. And it's funny because your first pile got 2 9s. They got a 45 and a 54, 2 9s in a row. You're getting 2 6s. The 6s are about balance, right? Balancing yourself out. I will read. I'm going to read the Rainmaker in reverse, the protection message, and we'll read further, pull a few tarot. It's not going to be a long, this is a quickie, right? But I'll be doing more pick-a-cards here in the future, so it seems like you really like those. What's happening here with Archangel Metatron cards? Kundalini, untapped energy, number 8 card, and number 22, a master number, Archangel Sandalphon. What with you now? So you're a seeker. You're on your spiritual path. You're being guided by Archangel Sandalphon or your guardian angel, whoever you see, whoever is standing over your right or left shoulder, guiding you forward. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 guides or guardians. But if you believe in archangels, Archangel Sandalphon is with you, and so let's take a look here. Message in a bottle in the reverse, right? You're showing up as a seeker on your spiritual path, but in the reverse, there are messages trying to come through, and some of those messages, because it's in the reverse, are messages about something, so red flags. Maybe ignoring some red flags around a situation, and I'll ask when we pull some tarot what that situation might be, what those red flags might be. Okay, we'll see what that's about. You may already know. Pile number 2, you may already know. The Rainmaker. Let me read that. Let me read the protection message for the Rainmaker. 42. Why? Because they're so eloquently written that I don't even need to try and remember. Recognize how you are co-creating your world. Nothing is happening out there without your involvement. Remember that the world is only mirroring back to you the condition of your love and your intent. So change these within before you take any action. Do not take life personally. So this is about manifestation here. So I'm going to give you the essence of the Rainmaker here. The Rainmaker is the master of manifestation who can call on the elements of nature to serve the greater good. When the power to co-create is used with integrity, great beauty and benefit flow to all. So it's asking you to take a look at how you're manifesting. And I believe the message is that. The message is that some negative thinking may be impeding your manifesting abilities. Because manifestation, so manifestation 101, it is co-creation with spirit, right? You're already on the spiritual path. Some red flags are showing up in some situation, which we're going to pull some cards on. There's a need for balance here, and yet with the Rainmaker, okay, so back to manifesting 101. So we sit down and we write down clearly out in your journal on a piece of paper exactly what we want, how we want to feel, what we want it to look like, what we want it to sound like, taste like, feel like. So we use our senses to manifest. And we also use positive messages as opposed to, we don't want to write down what we don't want. We want to write down what we do want. When you write down what you don't want, or in a negative way, you get more of that negative way, right? So what's a good example? I'm never gonna get famous. I'm never gonna make enough money. I'm never gonna have enough experience. I'm never gonna know enough, see enough, feel enough, hear enough, be enough. Those kind of comments that are behavioral, repetitive thoughts in your head impede. There's several ways to impede manifestation, right? If you're changing, you're constantly changing what it is. There's a need to sit down and really feel out what it is you would like your life to look and feel like. And sometimes that takes several, sometimes sometimes I sit down with my journal over a week or a few weeks at a time and just kind of really hone it out, like every 6 months I'll write out a new manifesto and just kind of, well, not every 6 months, more like every year I try to write a new manifesto. And what happens is when I look back on the list, 90 to 95% of the list has been manifested. So it's a matter of creating the manifesto, feeling it into being, embodying it, taking baby steps towards it, and you already are. But there's a need to choose your thoughts wisely. There's a need to choose your thoughts wisely as you're trying to manifest here on your path forward. There may be a need for you to do some chakra work, some chakra balancing, cleansing, healing. Maybe even take some Kundalini yoga classes to help you unleash that serpent that's coiled up at the base of the spine. I'm a yoga teacher, so if you want more information about this, just please comment below. And again, the angel is showing up. Someone is here to guide you through, right? So if you're feeling lonely through this process, again, readers say this all the time, you are not alone. And you're not. There are times when you really feel alone. Pile number ones feel very alone. So if you're feeling alone right now, you might want to watch pile 1 too, okay? All right, let's see. Let's get some, I'm curious about the red flags that are showing up, messages that are trying to come through for you to give you guidance. So let's ask some further information about that card. What can you clarify for us for pile number 2? What that is about, please. All right, cards are not, you know what? I think I'm actually not going to use this deck. It's too stagnant here, and maybe it's my fault because I did not clear the energy between 1 and 2. So let me just choose to see how this deck feels. Same way. Hold on. I gotta get grounded here. Maybe, are you feeling ungrounded in some way? Maybe. So I'm feeling very ungrounded all of a sudden. I put my feet on the floor, flat on the floor, take a breath or 2. All right, Spirit. Give us a little more information, please, about this message in a bottle. Please help me shuffle a little more smoothly, please. Thank you so much. Ooh, did you see that? Complete change in energy. All right. Okay, here we go. We were just talking about manifestation, wasn't I? You're having trouble with manifesting. And why am I saying that? Because your 2 of Wands is showing up in the reverse. So in the upright, this is the stage where you ask the universe for what you want. This is where you write down your manifesto. You're planning. You're looking into the future. The world is your oyster, right? Making decisions. But in the reverse, there's a stuckness around manifestation. So this isn't going to be a long reading, but if you want to know more about manifesting and how I've manifested in my life, just comment below. I'd be happy to share some information with you, okay? So some trouble manifesting, and maybe you're feeling like a little negative, like I've been doing my damnedest to manifest. I thought I was doing everything right. So, and another thing to remember is there's a need to write it down, get it down in writing, right? And then there's a need to kind of let it go. So surrender it to the universe so that it can bring you, because the universe is working to bring that manifesto to you, but it's going to take some time, especially, I mean, that's why it's it's important to have a manifesto that is not like, I want a blue-eyed, black-haired, 8-foot tall, muscular guy named Jack, you know, whatever. Too specific is a little bit limiting to spirit. So one of my favorite readers talks about writing down the manifesto and then at the very end saying, just write down, or something better. So give the universe the go-ahead to give you something better than even what you can even imagine, right? And then and release the expectations of what it's going to look like in the end. So there's a surrendering here that needs to be done, surrendering to spirit. You've come a long way in your manifestation, but you're feeling, again, stuck at the door. Look, 2 doorways, like two portals to walk through, but you're not walking through. You're feeling stuck in it. You're ready to start this new journey, this spiritual path, but there's a real stuckness. Can you please clarify? Oh, Knight of Cups. Someone bringing... So it's asking it to clarify the world in reverse. Were you waiting for love to come in? Possibly? Or... maybe your manifestation has something to do with manifesting love. Could be, right? Very possible. And that's where you're getting frustrated. They're not coming in. Well, the universe says choose your thoughts wisely. Get into a positive frame of mind. I think that for me, this is usually the red flag card, but I think it's red flags. It's your negative thoughts that are the red flags in this reading. It's saying get a handle on what you want. Get a handle on your thoughts. Choose your thoughts wisely. Choose your manifestations wisely. There's a need to let go and surrender, and victory is on the other side, my friend. Victory is coming. And I'm going to say this is my timing card. Let's see, Wands. No, this is relative, right? Let me see, where are my timing sheets? I got a sheet for timing. So Wands are weeks, dear. So 6 weeks. 6 weeks, maybe 6 weeks to 2 months. Possibly, someone coming in to meet you with a love offer. Somebody new, I believe. Somebody new on your path. Now, I know I hear this all the time in readings, so take it if it resonates, right? Great. If it doesn't, just leave it. If it's not a love offer, maybe it's just some emotional, fulfilling offer coming your way, something you want to do that you love. There's victory on the other side here, and a need for patience and surrender and positivity and gratitude. Maybe a little bit of, there's a need for meditation. Yeah, there is a need for meditation for sure. You're probably already meditating. You're a seeker. You're embodying the seeker archetype. So, any final word of advice, please, for pile number 2? Because this is a quickie. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time. Ooh, well, they had a lot to say, the universe did. Knight of Swords, 9 of Pentacles in reverse, the High Priestess. So there's a lack of forward movement on some mission you're on, and a mission to find independent abundance. Again, a need for balancing out your 2 cards of action here, right? Swords end, so communication, truth, the truth around becoming independently abundant, using your intuition, your deep knowing. Can I get one more card, please? Can you clarify, please, these 3 cards of guidance? Can you please clarify these 3 3 cards of guidance for me. Queen of, they want you to be, wow, you're getting a lot of guidance. Got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the 8 of Wands in the upright, and the Queen of Swords. So standing in your truth, you're discerning, you're speaking your truth, you're standing in authenticity. The resistance is showing up here again. There's a resistance to your deep knowing, your intuition. I think maybe you're not trusting your intuition here. I think that's what's happening. Yeah, there's change and movement trying to come in for you, and truth, about truth and authenticity. There's a communication wanting to come in for you. So there is a need for meditation. There's a need to connect with spirit here. There's a need to get quiet and listen for that internal information. Yeah, there's definitely a message coming. Don't resist change. Surrender. These 3 cards tell me there's a need for surrender. These 4. There's a need to surrender to Spirit's guidance, because that's what this is. Spirit is wanting to give you messages, but you're a little cut off from it. Just a little bit cut off. So get into a meditative state. If you need information on how to meditate, again, I teach meditation. So please just reach out to me in the comments, and I'll give some suggestions, okay? Thank you for being here, pile number 2. See you on the other side. Hey, pile number 3. My blue glass, sea glass pile. It is really, it's always a good day when I find blue glass on the beach, because it is really difficult to find. So even though it's small, I don't care how small it is. It could be a fleck of blue glass. When I find it, I'm like, yeah, miracles happen. So maybe your pile might have something to do with miracles. So let's see what happens. We're going to begin with your archetype card. Coming in the reverse, darlings. Your archetype is guide, but in the reverse, the shadow attribute is showing up. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. The light attribute represents the nature of the divine in life and in yourself. So, I'm not sure, pile number 3. You're going to have to let me know where you fall between the light and the dark attribute. Places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. Well, let's see what that's about, okay? Let's see what's going on. We've got the Thinker card, the 44. Okay. We've got the Sacrifice card. Wow. We've had synchronicities in all 3 piles. First pile had 2 9s. Second pile had 2 6s. You've got 2 44s. Broken down is an 8 and an 8. 8 is about self-fulfillment. Spiritual fulfillment and otherwise. Interesting. I'm probably going to read on these 2. You may be overthinking something, but I want to double check that. You also have review and reflection, timeout needed, too, with that huge moon on it, right? Finding you're trying to get clarity here. Maybe it has something to do with this guide archetype. Look at the colors matching up here. And then you got the Cosmos, another 20 card, which is also a 2 card. Mirrors you. Cosmos mirrors you. So there's a need to reflect on your thoughts. This actually showed up in pile number 2, or was it, wait a minute, is it pile 2 or pile 1? Oh gosh, I forget it as soon as I read it. Was it pile number 1? Oh god, it's only 3 piles, go check it out. Sorry. Need to watch your thoughts. Choose your thoughts wisely, because the universe is going to co-create whatever you're thinking about, what you believe you receive. So if there's some thoughts that aren't so positive, you may be bringing about some things in life that you don't really want, right? So manifesting something you don't want. All right, let me quickly look at, just want to double check the thinker and make sure I'm not missing some nugget of information for you. I don't think so, but it does happen with Rose's memory sometimes. Come on, it's the only thing I don't like ruffling around for these. Strategy being eloquent and logical. So the ability to reason and strategize is the focus now. So there's a need for using your mental capabilities, taking things at face value and follow the logical path. Your calculations will prove to be correct, for in this moment there's no deeper meaning than what is obvious. Things are exactly as they seem. You have all the information you need. Keep it simple and you will win the game of life you're playing right now. Okay. Don't overthink it, in other words, right? Don't overthink it. 2 44s in a row. I love when the synchronicities are just going. I don't know about you, but the synchronistic numbers are showing up like crazy for me. All numbers, not just one set of numbers either. So 44, the sacrifice card. Love these. They're beautiful, beautiful artwork. Well, they're all beautiful artwork, but there's something about these shamanic cards that just appeal to me in the colors. All right, so the medicine. What is the one person or thing that you feel you cannot live without? It is time to offer it all to Spirit so that it may unfold as it will. Do not cling to the old form or allow your sacrifice to weigh heavily upon you. You have sacrificed yourself and your dreams far too long. Now is the time to rededicate yourself to your journey. When you make sacred, you open the doors to infinite wealth. Do not delay. Very interesting message. I'm curious about that archetype, so I'm going to pull some cards. Why is the archetype card showing up in the shadow? Can you give us more information on this shadow? Seems a little dark, right, to me. Someone who places financial gain and control over imparting spiritual insight. So that's like that's a guru who's out for money only. And I would hate to think that's you, but maybe, you know what, maybe it's how you feel. So maybe you're some type of guide, some type of light worker who feels that as though making money for your spiritual gift, that's what that feels like. Maybe that's what makes you feel like you're in that. I think that's accurate. I think it's making you feel like you're doing something wrong, possibly. And I think that's why it's showing up in the reverse. Yeah. Releasing your boundaries, yeah. And this kind of applies to what I just said, right? This is the card of watching your seeds grow into an abundant opportunity, an abundant situation, abundant relationship. And letting down, so there's a need, like I just said, it's your thoughts and what's occurred in your past that's making you feel like you shouldn't be taking money for what you do, right? Let me see. I want to check something out here. Let me check something out here. Yeah, it's that, because that's exactly what I was trying to say, but I wasn't saying it eloquently enough. Letting go of the old stories, that it's not okay to have people pay for your spiritual gift. You know, you may be feeling trapped in your own, by your own boundaries that you've created in your own mind, and these are burdens that have been, you've taken a long time to get this way and having a hard time releasing those patterns. And you feel like you've been waiting a long time to make this happen. So what is this we're making happen? What don't they want you to overthink? Sacrifices have over. What is this about? What are we talking about here? I'm feeling like you're trapped by your own boundaries. You're not getting anywhere very fast. You're watching your seeds grow, wondering if you planted the right seeds. So what is this about? What is this? What is the strategic plan that needs to be written or thought about? What is this strategic plan? Or, ooh, well, 2 of Cups came out. What is the strategic plan? 2 of Cups. So these are for this card. Feeling bound by your, bound by, so I keep getting more messages from those cards, like bound by the time, like it's been too long or something. You're like, I'm tired of waiting for, you know, my ships to come in, even though those cards haven't really come out. That's what I'm feeling. It's like, I don't, but it's your own stories that are holding you back. It's the stories that you've learned from childhood and growing up and that have been embedded in you that need to be released. So I asked about this, what the strategic plan is about, and it looks like it could be love. It's a decision that needs to be made, possibly around love. You might possibly be in, if this is about love, or if it's just a situation that you, something about something you love, you're not in union with it. You're not together. Like you're not working together right now. And I just got the Ace of Swords, which means that what I just said about the 2 of Cups is true. You're not together or in union with whatever this is, whether it's a situation, a partnership, a friendship, or a love relationship. 2 of Cups tends to talk about a love relationship. Okay, so what's flipped out, just completely flipped out, was the 4 of Swords. And you're healing, so it seems like, so whatever this, yeah, here it is, just flipped right over. Oh Lord, yeah. So this is possibly love related. You're the only pile that came up with love. And remember I talked about miracles at the beginning. I know, notice how the colors are matching up too. I like this. I'm going off on a tangent, I know, sorry. So you got this healing card. You got this is for me when I get the Ace of Swords after I make a statement. It's saying, yes, that's true. You're not in union with someone. And I think it's possibly love, possibly yes. And it could be a friendship, partnership, whatever, work relationship. You're not in union with whatever it is, and you're in healing. You're healing yourself. You're curled up in fetal in that space of healing, nourishing self, healing your heart. And that's why I'm saying this might be a love relationship, because there's the heart, right? She's trying to mend her heart. And these popped right out. I was shuffling, and this came after the 4 of Swords. So you got the 9 of Swords. Sleepless nights, anguish, lots of anguish, mental anguish. You're not able to sleep because of all the thoughts around some devil energy in your life. And the devil is, these are, see how the strings are attached here to this. Can you see that? The strings are attached. It's about attachment. It's about control, codependency, temptations that aren't essentially good for you, right? Something that you're magnetically drawn to over and over again that is like self-sabotage, right? You keep returning to this devil person, right? He's awfully magnetic, right? You can't get away from him because he's so magnetic. It must be love, but there are some things to be worked on. There are some deep either wounding or limiting beliefs about your self-worth. So much can show up here, right? Let's get some more information. Again, yours is the only pile that came out having love, what appears to be love in it. And this may have been a codependent relationship. Anytime I see the devil, quite honestly, codependency pops into my head almost immediately. And Page of Pentacles. So you've really learned a lot. You've learned a lot from this relationship. I'm sorry, you can't see them. Learned a lot. Okay, can you give us I'm not going to go much longer here. I was trying to go 15 minutes for each pile. But I just want another one. I want a final card, please, for our pile 3s. A word of advice from Spirit. So that flipped all the way in the reverse. So a message from Spirit. So this message is from your higher, from your soul, right? And if you have, so maybe the message is learn from this. Learn from this. And this is the victory card, the chariot card, the moving forward, the physical movement, moving from one job to another, one state to another, one country to another, some choice possibly having to be made. But as a message from Spirit, to me it feels like, don't go back to this, whatever it was. Let me get another card though. Because that's not. Can we please clarify the Chariot in reverse? What is, can you just clarify so we have a clearer meaning? Yeah, it's saying if you try to move forward, there will not be victory, there will be struggle. And I just want to get another card up. Protect yourself. It's asking you to, so Spirit is reaching into your reading and saying that there's a reason this hasn't moved forward. This relationship is probably some type of toxic relationship. It's brought you lots of anguish. And if you were to move forward with it again, I'm going to say again, there would be a lot of struggle, and they're asking you to give yourself a protection, to protect yourself. She's in her protective bubble. And it's about self-worth, because see that bright yellow like light at her solar plexus? That's about self-worth and self-identity. So this person may have made you feel disempowered, pile number 3. So I think the universe is truly saying here, there's a need to protect yourself. Yeah. So it doesn't want you to hold on to this anymore. Spirit does not want you to hold on anymore. They want me to keep going. 10 of Pentacles is coming up. To me, that feels like, look, there's a need to let go of this, because 10 of Pentacles is on the other side, which is complete abundance. In fact, in a love relationships, I would rather have the 10 of Pentacles than the 10 of Cups, or both. But 10 of Pentacles talks about everything, having happy life, happy home, happy family, happy pets. You're abundant in all ways. Always. So that stands on the other side for you of, there's this letting go that needs to be done, right? Yeah, they don't want you committing to this. They really don't. They're really discouraging it. So let me know how that resonates in the comments. That's going to be all for today. This is a quickie. I do appreciate that you're here, and we'll see you on the other side.